Salut, it's Jennifer from Love Learning Languages, and I want to tell you about all of the Thanksgiving resources I have for the French classroom. And all of these can be found in my Teachers Pay Teachers shop. And so if you want to find the link, just look down in the description below. Everything I'm going to show you is included in my French Thanksgiving Day bundle, and that will save you 20%, by the way. So, what's included? First of all, I have a set of 30 French conversation cards. And this is a set for intermediate level students, and they're going to have your students talking to each other about how to do certain things at Thanksgiving time. Okay? So each and every card is different, and it gets your students thinking about how to do things and how to describe doing things in detail in French. Some of them are obviously more advanced than others. You can pick and choose, but this is going to be a great activity that you can pull out year after year. And not only are they good for speaking, but they're also great as journal prompts and for writing. All right, so what else is in here? We have some writing worksheets. There are 6 worksheets here to get your students writing about Thanksgiving. They get to talk about what they like to do, what they like to eat, what they're thankful for. And what's nice about these, to use them on different levels, is that 3 of the worksheets do include space for drawings and some writing, while the other 3 are maybe for older students and they require more writing. We have some categories games. Now, do you know how categories works? Some people play it in different ways, but in my version, players attempt to create answers for each of the 4 categories on their game. And in theory, this should be a fast moving activity, and there are only spaces for 6 words per category. That's the most that they can write, so they really have to choose their words wisely. I've included directions on how to play this so that you'll understand everything before you get started. You get 6 games with 4 different categories on each page in this activity. Now I have a Thanksgiving reading and listening comprehension activity, and it's called Le Stress. You'll notice here that this is for an intermediate or upper level group of students. You get a lesson plan, you get answer keys, and an audio version which is read by a native French speaker. Okay, so this is good for upper levels, as I mentioned, but don't forget that the content is also appealing to upper elementary or middle school students if they're in an immersion setting. All right, so here you get 1 page printable. There's about 300 words in the story. You do get a vocabulary list that's in French and English, a list of comprehension questions, and then, like I said, the audio recording. Now, this one I really like. It's a Thanksgiving gratitude activity. It's just a 1 page printable with a Thanksgiving theme. So, I've written Thanksgiving all the way down vertically on the left, and the students just have to name and write something that they're grateful for that begins with each letter of the word Thanksgiving. And on this copy, this 1 page printable, the directions are written in French. All right. You have a this or that activity included. And by the way, if you are thinking, gosh, some of these would work for me, but not all of them, however, I'd still like the bundle, I do have a build your own bundle opportunity available for you. So when you click on any of the descriptions for these activities, you'll see that possibility. I have a link for you. Okay, so this is a 1 page printable. It's a this or that activity. We call it ceci ou cela. In French, you get 12 options. Students circle their preferences. You can turn this into a speaking activity as well if you want your students to get a little more into it. Let's see. How about Thanksgiving dots and boxes? I have a lot of different vocabulary on here related to Thanksgiving, and my students really love this. I've always loved dots and boxes games. The idea is they work either in pairs or in small groups, and every time that, of course, one person gets a chance to draw a line, and when he draws a line or she draws a line, they have to say the word either to the left and to the right of their line or above and below their line. and then it's the next student's turn to draw a line, and they have to do this back and forth until you get to the point where all of the boxes have been completed, and then they count to see who got the most boxes, and there you have a winner. If you like Sudoku puzzles, if your students enjoy them, I have a whole set of 4 Thanksgiving themed Sudoku puzzles for you in my shop, also included in the bundle. And I also have a taboo game. I don't know about you, but for me, getting my students to speak is very, very important. And so the way that my taboo games work is that you have a set of words. I believe there are 30 in this set of cards, I mean. And at the top of each card, you have an underlined word. And that is the word that the student who is speaking is going to try to get his partner or small group to guess. And then beneath that underlined word, you have a set of words that he or she is not allowed to use in the descriptions. And those, of course, are the taboo words. Now, if you're working with students on a lower level, you can always modify the rules and allow them to use those taboo words to help them create sentences. They'll still be speaking, and that's the point. What I really like about my taboo games, and what my students appreciate as well, because there's a lot of new vocabulary in there, is that I've written all of the words in French and English. Um, if you're like me, like I said, I'm really into getting my students to speak as much as possible, and that happens in the French classroom. So I have a set of Thanksgiving speaking prompts. There are 30 of them here. This is going to be for intermediate to advanced secondary students. Okay, that's how the prompts are themed. And you can get 30 of them and have those high schoolers speaking all about Thanksgiving for the whole month of November. Here's a free Thanksgiving crossword puzzle. Make sure you grab that. That's good for any age or level. You also have a free Thanksgiving word list and scrambled words activity. You want to be sure to grab that. So, like I said, all of this is included in my French Thanksgiving Day bundle, and you can also buy everything separately. Find the links in the description below. Merci.